right, let's turn to hymn number 255, number 255, or you look at the words on the screen. Jesus has a table spread, come and dine, number 255. On that first now. Jesus has a table spread where the saints of God are fed. He invites his chosen people, come and dine. With his manna he doth feed and supplies our every need. Oh, 'tis sweet to sup with Jesus all the time. Come and dine, the Master calleth, come and dine. You may feast at Jesus' table all the time. He who fed the multitude turned the water into wine. To the hungry calleth now, come and dine. On the second verse. The disciples came to land, thus obeying Christ's command. For the Master called unto them, come and dine. There they found their heart's desire, bread and fish upon the fire. Thus he satisfied the hungry every time. Come and dine, the Master calleth, come and dine. You may feast at Jesus' table all the time. He who fed the multitude turned the water into wine. To the hungry calleth now, come and dine. The last verse. Soon the Lamb will take his bride to be ever at his side. All the hosts of heaven will assemble be. Oh, 'twill be a glorious sight, all the saints in spotless white, and with Jesus they will feast eternally. Come and dine, the Master calleth, come and dine. You may feast at Jesus' table all the time. He who fed the multitude turned the water into wine. To the hungry calleth now, come and dine. Brother Graham.
Right, let's meet our guest today. If you have a visitor, we'd like to know about it. Miss Ramona, why don't you introduce your guest today? It's all right. Okay, it's all right. We're glad to have y'all here today, and what a joy to have you as our guest. Who else has a guest today? I mentioned the Phillips are here, and we're always glad to see them and have them with us. Who else had a hand up? Brother Taylor? All right, great. Good to see the Parsons here today. And well, you know, it was kind of a, well, I'd already heard who your favorite nephew was, and I felt like, you know, surely somebody was going to lay claims there. But anyway, good to see y'all. We're delighted to have you with us. And who else has a guest? Anyone? We have some that are visiting back. And if you're, I'm sorry? Miss Melinda. All right, Margaret, good to see you. I'm glad to have you with us today as well. We're always honored to have guests with us. Thank you for being here today. And if you're a returning visitor, we want to welcome you as well. Just a few quick announcements. Our preacher of the month is Pastor David Presson. Brother Presson is the pastor of the Old Pathway Baptist Church in Heavener, Oklahoma, doing a good work for the Lord there, good church, and I hope that you'll pray for him and his family and the ministry there. And then our missionary of the week, of course, is Dr. Jerry McDonald Jr. He pastors the Calvary Baptist Church, but they have the Calvary Baptist Ministries. And their program for many years was geared towards young people as far as having a boys ranch, but now they're, as far as residents, just working with adult men, doing a great job with that. But they also have a lot of other different things going on, have a great summer camp. They also have other ministries within the ministry. So God has blessed them there, and you follow. Pray for them if you would, please. I want to remind you, of course, the big event of this week is our youth conference. You can tell by the decorations. Of course, the preparations have been underway. Let me thank those that have already been getting things ready, both with the decorations and the meals as we're preparing for a great crowd. Our young people will, of course, spend the night out at the campground, so they'll be coming back and forth, and we could use a couple more bus drivers. If you could help us with that, if you would see Brother Presswood, if you're licensed to drive a bus, and you'd see him about that, that would be great. And we'll try to spread it out so that no one just gets overwhelmed, but we could use more help in that area. We have to do some transporting back and forth to the campground and then also to some of the activities. So if you'll talk to him about that, that would be a great blessing. We often get asked, we don't publish the schedule as far as every preacher, but I would like to tell our folks every night you'll want to be here for the evening services. And of course, if you can come to any and all of the day services, you are welcome. And but we've got a great lineup. Brother Bob Gray, the second, will be preaching. And then Brother Terry Angel will preach 2 nights, and we'll look forward to that. Brother John Gibson always preaches for us at least one night of the conference. We'll be preaching. We've got a great lineup of men of God that will be preaching well in the morning. And so we would love for you to be a part of it. If you have any questions about the particulars of the schedule, talk to Brother Jonathan and details that you might need for your young people. But we are excited about it. And as you can already see, we've got a great number of churches that are coming from, I believe, 10 different states. So that's pretty exciting. Look forward to what God's going to do in a great way. I also want to remind you the prison revival was adjusted last month because of the homegoing of Brother Cox, and we switched the time. And really, I'm thankful for that. It was a help to me personally and to his family, and I wanted to be available for them. And so we're grateful that they worked with us on the date. It will be July the 25th, which is a Thursday, through the 28th. If you are participating or want to participate, be sure and get with us so we can get your information and get your background check as they require. They do that for everybody. You know, Miss Graham gets flagged every year, but we have to go to work on it. We finally get her cleared, and they, try to realize she's not the criminal. In fact, as right now, she's sitting in a good seat. I told the guys, there's some people, it's hard to believe, there are some people that are complaining about the flag. I said, well, it's her ship. I mean, after all, she can choose the flag. I mean, she's the one sitting there, so she apparently chose the best. But anyway, so of course it's interesting, and Brother Jonathan said, I don't even know if I can play the piano this morning, and he's spiritually distracted right now. That's okay. Others are, in fact, all the staff, except for me, is having a tough time. But anyway, it's good for them. But I'm sure there'll be fun over whatever ends up there this week. But at least today it's inspirational. It could get depressing before the week's over, but right now it's inspiring. So, but we're excited about it. Appreciate all the work that's gone into it. It's a great conference. We look forward to it. But keep the prison revival in mind. If you could help with that, be sure and let us know. And then just want to remind you, at the end of the month, the 29th through the 31st, our young people will be attending a back-to-school youth conference in Conway at the Bible Baptist Church. So remind you, on the 2nd, the Primitives will be here. That's a Friday night. It'll be a great night of gospel singing. I hope that you'll invite folks out. Would love to fill the building up. These men are always a blessing. I love their music. I love their spirit. You're going to enjoy them being with us for that night. So just keep that in mind, if you would, please. Let's say our memory verse for the week. It's Psalms 31:24. Psalms chapter 31 and 24. We'll start with the location and say the verse. Psalm 31:24. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, all ye that hope in the Lord. Blessing it is that we can have courage in this day and age when it seems like the devil is looking in so many areas, and that God will strengthen our hearts because hope is in the Lord. What a know that we can. Let me encourage you to be faithful in giving and tithes and alms missions. Your gift of being generations of faith, as we, of course, want to retire our debt.